We're gonna play one tap again because I actually really like this game a lot. If you guys don't play this, you guys should. It's kind of a fun game. This might work because I tried already with the other game and it glitched out, so I didn't post it because I didn't post it. Okay, excuse me. I didn't post it because it was glitching out, so I couldn't do the videos. It might work for runs up though. I do not know. Hold up. Oh, please work. Yes, guys. Yes, it works. Oh my god, my hand right now. Hold up, my game is glitching a lot. I'm way more better than this, let's be honest. He's good. Is he what I already said? What I already say?
What?
I said get out earlier. Guys, how do I not that? Let's be honest. It better not get that. I'm not gonna do that face ever again. That's embarrassing. Headshot. 2, 2, 3. Oh, 7. Dang it. Let me take. 7. Let me take it. Oh. What type of gun does he have? I might need to change my gun to my better guns. I'm not even trying. Yeah? Oh. Hold on. Correct. Yeah, Dad?
You want scrambled egg or egg sandwich?
Egg sandwich.
I'll take an egg sandwich.
Only?
With mayo and cheese.
You want cheese?
I do not want cheese.
Are you going to want to eat these potatoes I'm cooking?
Ooh, potatoes.
Come here and look at them.
There's some cheese.
Nah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make you ready.
Hold up. Ooh. People are too good. So guys, we're having breakfast. Okay. I never clicked respawn. Oh yeah. 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 You can also die right there. Die. Dun, dun, dun. Ow! The facts. Like, that's crazy. Ooh. Bro, the speed base is crazy. It's meant for being cringe. I would have got a headshot. 2, 2, 3, L, 7, we need, but I died instead. Oh yeah! Izzy, can you not shake the bed? You're messing up. Yeah.
Well, it's my bed.
And I didn't ask. I said you're making the camera shake. This was so I'm sorry. No, we're switching guns. Wait, how do I equip my stuff? No.
The lady says, really? I really appreciate that. My
I scared her away. Hold up. Where is... Oh, right here. Okay, this gun. Oh, isn't that these two? Bro, I need mythic. That's a legend. Wait, is that the best I have? I think it is. I think my OG gun is my best gun. I think it's the best because it's a legendary. Bro, we're not in the game. Why do I keep switching spawns? That's not the best method because there's a chance you're dead. You dead, boy, you're dead. Oh yeah! Yeah, big mama Jesus. Big mama Jesus, big mama Jesus. That's crazy. Big mama Jesus. Outrageous. Bro, you were so close to getting your head chopped off. Look how close he's getting. Oh my gosh. My game is glitching too much. Neighborhood. Oh yeah. Bro, seriously, my Wi-Fi is way more better than this. I'm being honest. Yeah. Do you guys like the reaction videos or this better? I might do both actually. I might just do both. My game will lag. Like I'm way better than this. I feel like I'm gonna be the best right now. Whoa! Finally. You guys think that's disgusting? Mayo. Dad, I said mayo.
Cheese?
No.
Mayo?
Yeah. with eggs. Egg sandwich. Well, just a sandwich with mayo. That'd be disgusting. It's eggs and mayo. That's what I like. Don't hate the player at the game. Don't hate the player at the game. What is that? What is this glitch? Whoa. What is this glitch? Why give me that? Okay, we're not playing that. No. No. Instead, for you guys, I'll react. Oh yeah, did you guys like the try not to laugh? Ending explain.
Yeah, Dad doesn't say any mayo, so we can't have mayo.
Then I don't want it.
Then I don't want egg sandwich.
What?
You don't want egg sandwich?
Nope. The best episode.
Update your gear during Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's Fall Hunting Classic. Our biggest hunting.
These are 3 more of SpongeBob's best episodes. The third one being Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5
What?
with a rating of 9.
You already cooked yours, so you're gonna have to help them. Already cooked your egg.
Tell him I just got eggs. Tell him I just want eggs on the sandwich.
9.5. This episode starts at the Krusty Krab with a huge line out the door. The reason for it is because Mermaid Man is struggling to order. He does actually end up ordering a Krabby Patty though, and ordering a Pipsqueak Patty for Barnacle Boy, which starts the conflict of this episode. Barnacle Boy wants to be treated like a man, and after being assaulted by...
Here, mayo.
Then put mayo on it.
Mermaid Man and the Sponge Gang for being a boy, he decides he's going to become evil, which is kind of a goofy reason to become evil, but stand up for yourself, woohoo, I guess. Anyway, literally seconds after saying the word evil, Man Ray and Dirty Bubble spawn in and take Barnacle Boy with them. Then seconds after this, Fishhead tells us how the evil gang is terrorizing Bikini Bottom. Also, evil stands for every villain is lemons. Very stupid, but they are scary, so I guess they can slide. While this is being broadcasted though, everyone is tweaking out, except Mermaid Man, who I don't even think knows that he exists, but after a smack he comes back to reality and realizes, yes, I need to go do something. So he runs outside with literally no destination. Then an ice cream truck approaches him and he gets an ice cream with a literal bomb on it. Not sure how he did not see this. It kind of blows me away that this man was one of the best superheroes. But anyways, it blows his stomach up, and turns out evil tricked him. They were operating the ice cream truck. It is crazy that Barnacle Boy tried to just kill this man over a Pipsqueak Krabby Patty, but whatever, this is SpongeBob, so he did not die. However, this makes Mermaid Man give up, so he comes up with a great plan. Yes, him. SpongeBob definitely did not give him this idea. The idea though is that the Sponge Gang can help him, so they head to the Mermaid Lair, and Mermaid Man takes him to these costumes, owned by the International Justice League of Super Acquaintances, which is kind of funny that they were named that, since Mermaid Man and this Quickster dude are pretty much ripoffs of Aquaman and Flash from Justice League. These costumes though give you powers. You do not have to be born with powers in this universe. This shocks Sandy, so Mermaid Man says, "Powers all in the costume. Why else would we run around colored undies?" And Squidward says, "I could think of 3 good reasons." Which is wild. I do not know how to take this comment. Anyway, they suit up, and we get to see the powers of these suits. So SpongeBob is the Quickster, which is pretty much the Flash. And Homeboy's so fast, he runs to this mountain and back, and we don't see anything. I can even slow it down, and we still do not see anything. Whoa. Squidward is Captain Magma, and he pretty much just shoots magma. That's it. Patrick is the elastic waistband. His power is stretching his body. He is pretty much Elastigirl. And I mean, he's got the cake too, so it makes sense. A little out of pocket, I apologize. But it's true. Finally, Sandy is Miss Appear, and she can go invisible. That's her power. After this cool montage, they literally just start ordering a pizza. Thankfully though, the chief alerts them, telling them that Evil is located at Makeout Reef. And then Bro just starts making out with himself and goes, "Woo!" weirdly enjoying it. Anyways, we go to Makeout Reef and see Evil terrorizing the kids just trying to make out. Pretty odd, but I guess it is evil. That's very humiliating, especially for this dude making out with a pillow. Then our hero Mermaid Man shows up to stop this evilness, and they make fun of him for being alone. But then the new International Justice League of Super Acquaintances shows up, and it's such an insanely hard moment. Sadly though, right after this, they all fail miserably bad fighting evil, and pretty much just beat themselves up. Probably should have trained instead of ordering pizza. That only works for turtles. Get it? You get it? Evil has won though, and I've defeated Bikini Bottom's last hope. So Barnacle Boy goes to give his list of demands to Mermaid Man, which is probably going to be world domination, something evil and bad, right? Well, no. He demands that Mermaid Man treats him like an adult. Yeah, Barnacle Boy just went on an evil spree, destroying homes, humiliating people, ding-dong ditching old people, blowing up Mermaid Man's stomach, just to prove a point and make Mermaid Man respect him. And if that was not goofy in itself, Barnacle Boy finally gets his normal-sized Krabby Patty and cannot finish it. The episode then ends with the chief just making out with himself, this time with no context, proving he does enjoy this. Interesting. Now this may be a hot take, but I honestly do not believe that this episode deserves to be one of the best. Don't get me wrong, it's a great episode. It's funny, it has iconic moments, but it's not one of the episodes I think of when I think of the best. Truthfully, the only thing I remember from this episode was SpongeBob saying,
"Wanna see me run to that mountain and back? You wanna see me do it again?"
Besides that, I pretty much forgot everything else about this episode before watching it again. I think one of the major flaws of this episode is that it lacks an actual conflict. I mean, the whole conflict was that Barnacle Boy wanted to be a man. Then he acts like a boy the entire episode, being all petty, ding-dong ditching, and shining flashlights at teenagers. I do think that's probably the purpose of the episode, but that was the main conflict. I mean, even at the end, Barnacle
Isn't that what we do though?
Boy could not eat a
I
full
do know
Krabby
this
Patty.
sometimes.
It kind of makes the episode feel pointless. Not to mention Evil Lemons wasn't even that evil enough to be taken
Right.
seriously. I mean, we watched as a gang literally just started ordering pizza mid-episode. The episode did good with jokes though. The funniest things of the episode were the dirty jokes, the Sponge team literally beating themselves up, and of course SpongeBob's speed joke. But the entire episode felt like a gag. And truthfully, it was not that creative. It was pretty much just a generic superhero episode, with a SpongeBob twist of we are idiots. I know I'm bashing on this episode, but it is a great episode. It's a classic, but I really don't think it deserves to be this highly rated. And I think it only was because the episode was paired with chocolate with nuts. I know my opinion is probably not supported, but it's how I feel. I'm sorry. The second episode is Wet Painters with a rating of 9.5. This episode starts with SpongeBob and Patrick being idiots and hurting themselves, which makes Mr. Krabs mad, and turns out Scooter put them up to this, saying hurting themselves would get more customers. Mr. Krabs is mad though that they are wasting money when there are literally no customers, so he then decides to lose even more money and brings SpongeBob and Patrick to his house to surprise them with something. He makes it seem amazing and awesome and dope. Turns out though, he just wants them to paint his house. May sound kinda simple, but his walls look like this. And the paint is permanent. And to top it off, Mr. Krabs says if they get even a little paint on anything, he is going to kill them and mount their butts on the wall. And we know how SpongeBob and Patrick are. So this episode is most definitely going to be stressful. So SpongeBob, being the smart one, wants to remove everything from the
Let's be honest. Well, that stuff, my gosh, I'm so stupid, the starfish guy, well, I ain't forgot his name, I'm stupid, we all know, if he messes up and his booty is on the wall, we all know there's gonna be duty stain. on his butt.
Walls first. But Patrick, being lazy and stupid as usual, thinks that's an extremely dumb idea and gaslights SpongeBob to believe.
Casey's is too nice to say no. So when someone asked to be hand tossed like our pizza dough, we said yes.
SpongeBob to believe so. They then set up the tarps, and they're definitely tarps. I'll give them that. But this is not going to do anything. Then SpongeBob begins to open the permanent paint can, and while SpongeBob is anxiously trying to open this can with a screwdriver, Patrick is screaming in his ear, "Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob!" Making the situation so much better. Backseat drivers just help so much.
I'm getting
I
off.
love them. He does get it open though, and nothing bad happens. But now Patrick has to open his can, and it's like he forgot he was just saying "Careful, SpongeBob," because Homeboy slams the paint can with an axe. Thankfully, it does not break open, and SpongeBob decides to open it himself. He doesn't get as lucky this time around though. And after opening it, a singular paint drop starts fleeing all around the room. Luckily though, this paint drop, after teasing us so bad, just lands right back into the paint can, which Patrick is upset about for some reason. Does this man have a death wish? Cause what? Then SpongeBob and Patrick create paintbrushes from their nose hair, and SpongeBob gets ready to paint the walls. This dude though is so insanely stressed that he sits here for 3 hours before finally attempting to paint the wall. So he paints the wall, and nothing goes wrong. He did it. Well, somehow this paint starts dripping, and SpongeBob has to continue to blow in different directions to not touch anything on the walls. Then he comes up with the genius plan to use a blow dryer on the paint, and it works. Problem solved. Psych. This is a stressful SpongeBob episode. It's never that easy. Because of SpongeBob blow drying the bubble, he created a giant paint bubble. This is obviously bad. So they need to come up with a plan on how to solve this problem. But Patrick, with literally no brain, does not allow SpongeBob to come up with a plan and creates another paint bubble that merges with the other paint bubble, creating an even bigger paint bubble. And it pops. Somehow though, the paint paints the walls perfectly, not touching a singular thing on the wall, except for Mr. Krabs' first ever dollar. Mind you, it's an extremely small speck of paint, but this freaks SpongeBob out. Even though it's so small, even Patrick cannot see it. So they pretty much just SpongeBob and Patrick this situation and make it so bad that now it's extremely noticeable. And before they know it, Mr. Krabs is coming back home. So they come up with a plan on the spot that we don't know yet. So it's a surprise. Yay! Anyways, Mr. Krabs comes inside and starts toying with them, freaking out about things and then literally complimenting them until he notices a huge stack of paintings over the dollar. Yeah, that was their plan. Mr. Krabs starts taking the paintings off one by one, taking SpongeBob off last, and spots the dollar fully painted white, meaning SpongeBob and Patrick are going to die and have their butts mounted on the wall. Well, at least that's what we thought was going to happen. Turns out Mr. Krabs just licks the dollar clean, and it comes off extremely easy. Mr. Krabs knew they were not capable for this task and did this just to scare them. But he gets his karma, because after laughing so hard, all the paint comes off the walls. I really enjoyed this episode, and the conflict was great. I mean, we have to sit and watch Patrick and SpongeBob stress the entire episode, while we stress as well, thinking that they're going to die. Because ain't no way these idiots can take on this impossible task. I mean, to be fair, I don't even think I could do this. I also really enjoyed the plot twist as well. I love how we get to feel the exact emotions that SpongeBob and Patrick felt in this episode, since we were stressed in the beginning, and now we're very disappointed as well. It was also nice that he got his karma, unlike Barnacle Boy. Patrick's character was also written so well in this episode. While he did make things worse, without him, there is no episode, and that's rare to say about Patrick. Usually he just sucks and makes things worse and comes off as a bad friend, but in this episode, I never got that feeling. I didn't feel like he was being a bully. He just came off dumb, and that's it. And that was very important for the episode to be stressful. Speaking of stress, this has got to be one of the funniest, greatest presentation of stress in a cartoon. This episode makes you feel insane anxiety, but also has you laughing the entire time, and that's a very impressive thing to do. This episode is so iconic, and it'll probably take up space in my brain for the rest of my life. I think this episode deserves a spot as one of the best. Even though it really isn't one of the most creative episodes, and literally just took place in one setting, Mr. Krabs' house, for pretty much the entire episode, it never felt dull or boring because of how well the dialogue was written. Finally, the best episode of SpongeBob is The Secret Box, with a rating of 9.7. The episode starts with SpongeBob going over to Patrick's house to go jellyfishing, but Patrick has to put away his super secret box first, and SpongeBob instantly forgets about jellyfishing and is now focused on what is in this secret box. Patrick then starts teasing him even more, opening the box and laughing. If only you could see inside my secret box, it would change your life. SpongeBob now starts some top-tier gaslighting, exposing a bunch of secrets of his, hoping Patrick will tell him his secret box secret. Thing is though, SpongeBob's secrets are extremely lame. For example, he says Patrick is his best friend and he loves the Krusty Krab. The only interesting secret that he shares is that he's wearing 3 underwear, but nothing was really juicy enough. So this obviously does not work on Patrick, and he is not falling for the gaslighting. He then laughs and explains once again how insane the secret is, and that no one, including SpongeBob, will ever be allowed to see what's inside, just further adding to the curiosity of what is really in this box. And because of this curiosity, SpongeBob literally steals the box and starts dipping away with it, but Patrick teleports and smacks him with his big ol' belly and gets extremely offended, saying if SpongeBob disrespects him again trying to see what's in the box, they will have to stop being friends. But we're supposed to be friends forever. Yes, this episode made that iconic TikTok audio. We then get a very touching montage of them growing old together, and now we can assume SpongeBob would never jeopardize him and Patrick's friendship. But this secret is eating up SpongeBob, and he cannot sleep. So he comes up with a plan to go to Patrick's house secretly and see what's in the box. SpongeBob then asks Gary if it's a good idea, and Gary literally says no. He does not meow. He says no, but SpongeBob ignores Gary and goes over to Patrick's, risking his entire friendship over a box. So SpongeBob slides into Patrick's house all sneakily in his burglar outfit, but things instantly start going wrong. Since SpongeBob thinks it's smart to hang on a painting literally attached to a sand wall, but to be fair, the nail falls and SpongeBob grabs it with his toes and throws it perfectly back on the wall, which is extremely impressive.
15 cents or more off every gallon through September 7th when you pay with Nitro.
So the secret box is right next to Patrick's bed, and instead of maybe sliding in on the other side, he attempts to walk over, first sliding down the wall, hitting the floor, then stepping. He steps again and just so happens to step on a potato chip. And pretty much just everything he does is loud. He finally gets to the bed, and instead of just going under the bed, he decides to climb over Patrick to get to the box. But Patrick grabs the secret box. So SpongeBob, being a box, replaces the secret box with himself, and Patrick assaults him thinking that he's the box. And I want you to pay attention to this part, because if SpongeBob did, this entire episode would be so different. SpongeBob though finally has a secret box in his possession, and he won, right? Well, his shoelaces are somehow untied, and he trips and starts bouncing everywhere, and crashes the picture frame making so much noise, but somehow Patrick does not wake up, until SpongeBob opens his big mouth.
Wow, Patrick's a heavy sleeper.
Which wakes up Patrick. He thinks SpongeBob is an actual burglar, cause SpongeBob, his best friend, would not do this. SpongeBob though shows his ring off, showing that it really is him, cause if he didn't, he was gonna get rocked. But this leaves Patrick extremely upset and disappointed. But it was all an act. He doesn't actually care that much. And finally allows SpongeBob to see into the secret box. And it's just a string. A literal string. So SpongeBob leaves satisfied and feeling goofy for stressing over a string. Then we go back to Patrick, who starts manically laughing. Turns out it was not just a string in the box. The string actually opened a secret compartment that had an embarrassing picture of SpongeBob at the Christmas party. This part is pretty insane. It makes Patrick such a complex character. Only a smart person would think of having a string to trick SpongeBob and create a whole contraption on a cardboard box. But this is literally Patrick. The person we are led to believe is a complete idiot with no brain. Is he really an idiot, or is that just a mask? I don't know. That's a theory for another time. For now, I want to go back to what I was saying earlier about Patrick pulling SpongeBob's tongue out his mouth. Honestly, for my first couple watch throughs of this episode, I just thought Patrick pulling SpongeBob's tongue was a funny gag, but it's not. Patrick firstly opened SpongeBob's mouth, which should have been the only step to seeing what's inside the box. But pulling the tongue makes no sense until you realize SpongeBob's tongue acted like the string in the box. So if SpongeBob paid attention to this, he would have known to pull the string. Just thought that was interesting. Also, fun fact, a book called Chuckle and Cringe came out in 2007, had a page exposing what the picture was. And here it is. Now this episode was a masterpiece. It completely mastered retention hacking. Literally in seconds of watching this episode, you are hooked. Because just like SpongeBob, you want to know what is in this box. And now you're intrigued, and probably not going anywhere until you find out as well. Why is Patrick laughing? What could it be? We pretty much become SpongeBob. Besides the beautiful conflict, this episode is very fun and relatable. I don't think anyone likes secrets, especially when it's rubbed in your face, and SpongeBob comes off extremely relatable in this episode. I mean, I don't think I'd break it to my friend's house, but I get it. I also love the back and forth in this episode, between SpongeBob trying so hard to convince Patrick to share the secret, and Patrick just defending this box for his life while teasing SpongeBob so hard. It was hilarious. Also, the scene where SpongeBob breaks into his house is so stressful, and so perfectly paints the feeling of being sneaky. Everything sounds so much louder than it truthfully is. The plot twist was also just golden. Seeing Patrick outsmart SpongeBob made me feel like I was watching some Death Note. Bro pulled a light Yagami on SpongeBob. I really do like this episode, and I think it deserves deserves his place as one of the top episodes. But I don't know. I'm just watching TV. Just watch SpongeBob's SpongeBob's best episode 2. That's what the SpongeBob's best episode.
With Walmart's college finds, you can make the influence real.
Where's my phone at?
All this for your 40 followers?
Did you just have it in the kitchen?
No, she took it.
These are 3 more of SpongeBob's scariest episodes. The third
Izzy phone.
Well, guys, goodbye.